Well, welcome on into the stream, ladies and gents. Also, the music in game is actually super loud right now, so you guys may have it a bit. That should be a bit better. How's everyone doing today? Today is Megaopolis or Omegaopolis time. We're gonna start the Omegaopolis city today. For those that do not know what Omegaopolis is, essentially, it is where we go ahead and attempt to build a massive city using all of the different available DLCs in the game. Now, at first glance, this seems like it's an easy task, but no. City Skylines currently has 10 major DLCs right now. I am not counting content creator packs, and I am not counting, of course, the radio packs, because frankly, the radio packs don't count towards DLCs, in my opinion. They are DLCs, but at the same time, they're not. Regardless, let's go ahead and get into the game here. And I believe... Oh, you guys can't actually see the game. My mistake. You guys will be able to see it here momentarily, though. There we go. Okay. Game just being a little bit wonky. Hope you guys are having one. Hope you guys are enjoying the day so far. Now, the map that we are currently playing on, for those who may be familiar with one of the latest DLCs, is the Maps pack from the Content Creator pack. Now, the only reason I'm using this pack is because, one, I kind of like the pun of the name for this map, and it is called Island, because it is an land. This island is what it's referring to right here. The one that's right behind my webcam. I should have realized that sooner. But anyway, this island right over here is what it's referring to. But what we need to do is we need to go and get this sorted out. Now, I am using a color correction, and I am on hard mode. But I am not using any mods, and I am not using any sort of like map themes aside from like basic default. Okay, so hard mode is kind of like a vanilla-esque mod, as it were, but it's a in-game already included one. So I guess you could say it's modded, but it's not really. It's hard mode. So let's go ahead and first off get our one tile made here, and I am gonna just go and get us started here. Let's say go 5 units out, and there are 5 right there. Flip you around, and I want to bring this off right to there. So there's that, and I want to bring this to over here. Now, why do this? Well, for instance, what I want to do, and can I do it properly? Not really. I guess I could try to do one of the European roads. I'm not too sure if it will work. No, European roads are not going to work in this situation. Let's see. Maybe the 4-lane? Maybe. Does that look good? I guess that's fine. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to delete that back, and I'll redraw it after I place this section. So bring you over to there and to there. And let's go ahead and bring up this bridge. I know it's not the the bridges pack that we're using at the moment, but it's fine. I can just easily upgrade it here. And that doesn't look too bad. We could potentially use one of the other ones, but I kind of like the European style a bit better. This one, the American one, I kind of don't like. Yeah, I kind of don't like the American one. Maybe it's because of the trestle bridge, but I kind of just don't like it. So I'll go ahead and switch it back over to European. So let's go ahead and get this sorted out here. Now I kind of want, and this is something I'm debating on, and I'm going to go ahead and curve off these on and off ramps here. I kind of want to do this. So do that real quick and do this. So that creates us a little bit of a curve. I'm going to do the same thing right here. And I think it's right there. Yep. And just go and cut these ones back. And we'll be all good. Now, because I am playing vanilla, I actually cannot control the lanes here. What I would prefer to do is I would want to set up these lanes so that way, like, this one is a right turn only, this one's a left turn only. Same thing here, left turn only on this lane right here and straightaway right here. That's what I would prefer to do. Obviously, though, the game is not going to allow me to do that. Either way, we'll work it out in the end. Now, over here, do I want to have the population over here on this side? I think that it would be best to have a connection for industry right here, because I think that this would be good farmland industry. And I can't tell what type of resource that is. I think that might be oil or ore. That might be a bit tricky. Also, I'm not looking at chat. Why am I not looking at chat? Okay, there we go. So I think that this side will mostly be the population, and this side will mostly be the industrial. Plus, it is going to allow for access for the water, which, if I'm correct, there is... we can't take a look at it right now, but I think that there is a connection for a seaport out in this area. I'm not 100% familiar, so we'll have to wait and see on that. So let's just go ahead and take a look here at what we can do. Let's see. So industrial will be over here on this side. Kinda not ideal, because when they're immediately getting off the freeway, they'll have to make a left turn and crossing over traffic going from the industrial area to here. Also, why is... Oh, I know why that's different. Okay. I can easily fix that. There we go. It was using the texture of the bridge, that's why. So let's go ahead and first off bring this road about 20 units there, and I want to curve it out a little bit, and I'm going to freeform this. I'm going to do about right there. Yeah, because I want it to come over here and come out to a bridge, so I think that should be good. I only want you to come out by about 4,500. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and get our population center booming. So let's go ahead and do this and go and bring you across. Actually, do it this way real quick. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that should be fine. And I'll only go 2 blocks out in a moment, and I'll do the same thing over here. With 1 extra. Go. So this is going to be kind of like our population center. Over here, I kind of want to put industrial right here. And bring it over in this sort of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-zone the industrial right over here. I'm actually going to just put it right there. And I think the most effective use would be to get the coal power plant, but we don't have the money for it. So I think that next step would be wind turbine, which actually isn't a bad call because we got plenty of space to put some wind turbines down. So I think I'm going to place down 2 of them for the moment. I'm going to place you right there. Place you almost along here. There's that. Okay. So now what we just need to do is get the population growing. I'm just going to place it along here. Also, let me know if the audio seems a little bit off key because I am trying to figure out if this is the best audio settings for City Skylines. Mostly because I have not had the chance to really test it in the past. And I guess that should be fine. And we can just put some commercial right there. Okay. So that will allow for some commercial and stuff to be built. Oh yeah, water. I totally forgot about water. Go and build you. I can't do... No. Don't do this to me, game. Okay. Someone decided to message me on my Teams, which is fine, because I am not going to respond. I'm going to get that refunded back. What's the water flow here? Not really good water flow. Around that way. It's going around this sort of way, inland. Okay. I guess I could place you like right there for the moment. Let me guess. Yep, don't have enough for that. So let's go ahead and get rid of that bit of road. Yeah, okay. Just wasted money there. Ah, damn. Okay. Anywhere that I can chop off some... yeah, over here. I really didn't plan this out correctly. Okay, there's that. And I need to make sure I can supply power to it, which is going to be rather difficult. Because a power line cost me another 2,500 right there. Yikes, okay. So what I'm going to do, place you there. Doesn't give me much money back. That works for the moment. We don't have any sewage, which is gonna be a little bit disappointing for us. Let me go into budget window here and drop the budget completely down for everything. So people are going to start building. They're going to build close to the power, which admittedly is not close enough, to be frank. Build you right there as well. Go on 2 times speed, just because I want them to build up a little bit faster than that. Okay, that does go and connect to the power grid. So that's okay. Go on 3 times speed here. Let me just check. Are you connected? Yes, you are. Okay. Now, you guys just need to build in this space right here to allow for the rest of your citizens to get more services. Yeah, I know you don't have sewage. You can wait on sewage. Sewage is not a commodity that you need at this time. Not like you need to go poop. Go poop in the backyard. That seems a little bit wrong, but okay. Ah, damn. Is the industrial building up? Not really. Okay. Okay, good. So industrial is starting to build. Same with some commercial. Not really the most idyllic. And they don't even have water, which I kind of neglected on my part. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. And I can't really get money back for this bit now, huh? No, I can't. Because I've had it placed there for too long. Okay, that changes a few things. So there's that. Let's see. Apparently people are not happy about you. Not enough electricity. Okay, well, why is that? Oh, because of the fact that this isn't connected right here. We need more people.
Bring the whole family to At the Old Grain Mill, old-fashioned family restaurant.
That's going to be really tricky.
Service and the best home-style meals in town. We'll make sure you always leave At the Old Grain Mill with a smile and a full belly. Now, be sure that you come down to At the Old Grain Mill.
Oh, the adverts with the game is just so funny.
Grain facility at the edge of town. It's not safe for visitors and poses serious.
I might have to reload because. Wait, did that connect?
We ordered our sign and uniforms before we learned of the existence of
that did connect. Okay, that works. So that means water is now working. The only problem now is rectifying sewage. Now, our population milestone is at 500. That's when we unlock taxes and we unlock loans, which is what's really important about Little Hamlet.
You can have it, you just have to ask for it. Our 3-day sleepaway camp is the perfect place to strike it rich. Who are we? Well,
I think we should be fine.
Are a motivated, driven, confident individual who has a desire to make it big. Run! Don't walk! Get your heart rate above 120. This is exciting. This offer is just for you because you deserve it. Come alone. So don't wait. The early bird catches the worm, and the worm is a bus at 143 Industrial Way that leaves at dawn. So grab destiny by the horns. Go on, grab it. It's yours for the taking. Money for nothing.
I'm gonna get rid of this bit right here.
When electric lighting was first invented, everyone made such a fuss about it. Now that Edison's off in the dusty old past, why doesn't anyone give credit to the inventor of neon lighting? Let's hear it for George Claude, savior of city nightlife. Just imagine the kind of bogus clubs that would exist without him. Who wants to chill out somewhere well lit past midnight? This next song goes out to you, Claude.
I really want to get the, can't do much. Oh, population. Get that. Come on, build, 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 build. We want you to build. There's space available. Go and build. That means more taxes, more income. Come on, people. I'm already in the negative. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to recover from this. Maybe not expand out this far. I'm going to have to reload. Not an ideal circumstance. But I'm going to get into the just chatting screen while I reload here. Because it's not ideal how I decided to start it off like that. Should have had it planned a little bit better on my part. So, I'm not changing anything as far as mods or anything like that. I'm just going back into the islands map and getting it reloaded as a fresh start. Now, something that I have been doing over the course of the past day or so is I have been messing around with like sound alerts and trying to figure out how I can integrate them better with the stream. Now, previously, the sound alerts were only bit-based, but the last night, I think it was, last night, I went on into a journey to go ahead and figure out how else I can use the sound alerts extension that you guys can actually hear whenever you use the alerts. Like, for instance, when you're using the baby shark alert, which I now have a funny feeling somebody's going to want to play that sometime soon. It plays an alert on stream. Sometimes I'll be able to hear it, sometimes I won't. But most of the time when I do hear it, you can tell, because you guys will be able to hear it as well. And one of the things that I posted up on my Discord is I asked if anyone had an idea about what alerts they would want to see for the stream. Okay. Oh, wrong video. There we go. Okay, so we're back into the stream, back into the game here. Let's do this right. So I still think that the idea of, let's say, roads here are okay. And this right here is an idea as well. And then I want to use the European 4-lane right there and just bring you across. Okay. Now what I'm going to want to do is bring this over here and this over here and cut off these bits of road right here and curve them out. And we want to get those roads upgraded to be one way, so there's that. Over here, we're going to have a little bit of an industrial way, as it were. So we'll go and do this. Okay. Over on this side, bring you out by about 2 more units, or 20 more units, actually. And then bring you down and across by 3, down and across by 3. So kind of matching up to this side, but a little bit longer. And we're just gonna have it be like so. And get a little bit of commercial place down as well, because why not? You gotta get commercial at some point. And we're going to just have some industrial over here. Now, over here is where our windmills should be. Because I think that going windmills are going to be our best solution. Let me go into water management, though, and get that sorted out. Because that's going to be... it's going to cost us the most. So, go with that right there. And... is it cheaper to do this one? 3125. 3125. So it's not cheaper, but it is cheaper infrastructure wise. I think we're going to go with inland water treatment. Also, the game is a little bit stuttering right now, so if you guys are seeing that on the stream side, I do apologize ahead of time. Not something that I can easily control, unfortunately. At least not in my current circumstances. So we'll go ahead and bring you across here. And we should, if I am correct on this, bring you along there. And no, don't worry about coal power just yet. Oh, game stuttering. How much is that going to be? 4,200? I should be fine with that. Okay. That should be fine. And I should be good with that as well. That should be good. Okay. Head back over to the Synthetic Dawn. And I think we can let the game run at this point. Powered, that's right, I forgot about that. Go ahead and do like 2 windmills. No, do 1 for the moment. There we go. Okay. I'm really curious as to how this will turn out. We should be a-okay, I'd say. This is actually a better start than what I thought it would be. Also, I just felt like my left leg fell asleep. Yeah. Not the greatest feeling. Ooh, okay. Good diversity of homes being built here. Now, industrial buildings should start to crop up here momentarily. We already got a commercial building right here. Neighborhood shop. Apparently you already got all the people that you need for jobs, so that's good. And we got the people that we need for our factories. So we got fish sticks factory. Oh, actually, 2 fish sticks factories. Okay. Ready to wear LTD. Okay, that's kind of funny. Goods Unlimited and Box Factory. Okay. That just shows that people are going to get some jobs. Okay, so there's that. Okay, game is stuttering a little bit here. Mostly because it's now generating all the entities and all of the instances of people moving into the city. So that's something we'll have to keep in mind. Also, yeah, so there is like this main highway that's down here. Eventually, we'll be able to expand out to this highway is what I'm thinking. Or at least when we expand across the lake here into this island, no pun intended there, we go ahead and connect it to the highway as well. That's an idea that I have. Okay. Pause the game real quick because I want to actually check here. Yeah, so we're actually spending a lot of money on water at the moment. And we can drop down the budget for electricity, I think. Let me actually check to see what electricity is at right now. 4 megawatts. Drop it to about 80. So yeah, that should be fine. Road usage, we can drop that down to about 70%. That should go and give us a little bit of money in our reserves. That should be fine. Does that change our production? Not incredibly, but we are going to need to keep a close eye on it. Because if that goes down too far, then we're going to have the same issue like we did last time. Now we apparently need more more industrial. Okay. I'm going to just place some right there. And I guess what we can do, place down some more zoning for some commercial. So let's see, go just about right there. Looks like the industrial filled up rather quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and curve off this road right here. And let's see, go about right there. And then bring you to about there and out there. And we're just going to go and curve out this bit of industrial, or not industrial, but this bit of residential, which I think, now that I'm looking at it, this part right here, I think I want to convert into a park. That, or when I expand out this by one tile further, I can expand out and use this as like a park area. Yeah, let's do that. That way we can get some more population going as well. Okay, I'm going to pause the game here. So that way I can paint fill this space right here. Get rid of that bit. I'm going to actually get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then that bit. And that bit. That should be fine. Yeah. Going to water. Not all of it is covered, but we can make it covered. Let's see. And there we go. And that should be good. That should be enough water for now. And enough residential population as well to boot. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of that bit of commercial and just place a bit more on the avenue here. And we are now running out of power. Go back up to 100% now. And we should be a-okay in that regard. Yep, we're good there. We just need to get to the next milestone, which is at 500k. Also, something I forgot to do is I forgot to go into my announcement panel and announce on my Discord. I guess my bot isn't actually going to do anything. Okay. Well, let me just go ahead and post it in Discord then. Let's see. Okay. And of course it's not registering it because it's not liking the URL that I typed in. Okay, there we go. Now, why did it say TC? It's supposed to be TV. There we go. Not like I messed up on sending out my Twitch alert for 3 times in a row. No, I did not do that whatsoever. Who do you think you're talking about? No, not me. Okay. What's going on in the city? We are running into a little bit of power issue, which we could just go and increase the power output. That should fix it for the moment. And we should be a-okay there. Apparently my stream manager is a little bit buggy right now, so I can't really see what's going on my stream. Oh, and I can apparently hear the chimes. Okay.
Pernu apparel. Italian leather. Italian threading. Pernu is Italian for jean jacket. We take the second best of Milan and with an appropriate markup bring it to you. Just because you don't have taste doesn't mean you shouldn't have pants. Pernu apparel. Clothes, but not quite.
Kind of a bit funny there, but I guess not. I guess some people like adverts like that.
The biggest fear was robots rising up to take over society. It makes me laugh to look back on those naive times. If only they could see how the world is now. And once all manual labor has finally been automated, life without a lower class will be the closest thing to paradise we've ever seen.
Not really. Sometimes I find it funny how the game depicts, or how the adverts in the game depict certain events in history. So like, for instance, we're about to hit our milestone, and now. And now? Yes, there we go. Okay. We got taxes and loans finally. So there is that. Perfect. Let's go ahead. I don't need to worry about a clinic just yet, but definitely garbage I want to worry about. We are going to need space for more population. And I'm going to place that down here. Put the commercial right there as well. And we'll go and bring you along the ride down this way. And we are going to need to get some more power. So let's go and just get another wind turbine. And let's see. I think we're good. We could get a school going as well. Might be a good idea. In fact, I think I will do that. Just that way it's also a little bit centralized. So we can start getting a little bit better disbursement of population. A lot of places right now aren't really needing educated citizens. So education is not really a priority, but when we get more services, education is going to become a higher priority. Now what we can do as well is we can also go ahead and increase our taxes for our citizens. And I'm just going to increase it to 10. I know I can increase it further, but I don't really think I need to. At least not yet. Over here, we don't necessarily need more industrial, but it is starting to creep up. It is on the rise, actually. So that may be something to look into. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some more population going. What is our current... Not citizen health, citizen happiness? I think the way you take a look at... Yes, it would be under the population graph, but you can't really look at that just yet. At least not until you unlock that info view, which... When is it that you get that info view? I have no clue. I don't really know when the info views are unlocked or which ones are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into city statistics and I want to take a look at unemployment percentage. So right now, unemployment percentage is at roughly, that's an employment percentage. I want unemployment. So if I take this into account then, so we do have quite a few available jobs. And employment percentage is at about 81.71%. So we are sitting at roughly a 18 percentile for unemployment, which is crazy high. But at the same time, we are at a very low population at the moment. So taking that into account, 18% of the current population is roughly like 80 people, if I'm guessing correctly. 600 people times by about 18%. That's actually a good question. I can't really ask Google because that's not something that my phone's kind of dead, so I kind of can't do that. So I'm correct. That should be close to about 120. So we're going to need more jobs. Definitely. So let's go ahead and get some more jobs created over here. Because every block of jobs that we create, it actually does help us out quite a lot. So they're going to go in and build up their jobs here. This is a very slow start, I gotta say. I was honestly expecting to be a little bit faster going by now, but that's fine. We're not in a rush or anything. I think right there should be a good spot for you. Put you right there instead. That's already connected to the water grid, so that's good. That is going to be using the ambulance, and I do got the vehicles of the world pack. Do I want them using the ambulance or do I want them using one of the other ones? I think the fly car ambulance would be what I want them to use. We are getting some sick people as well, so I guess that's something to keep in mind. Oh god, yawning. Not something that I want to do at this point in time. Apparently you got a lot of patience already, which isn't bad. I gotta say, it's not bad that we got a lot of patience. I think it's just that people aren't really in the best of positions in some places. So I guess that could explain it, but at the same time, you don't really know. Also, you guys don't have any power. Or not power, but water. So we'll go and extend our water pipe grid to cover you guys. Ooh. Water is doing fine as far as water availability is concerned, so I don't think we'll need to worry about that for the time being. Garbage usage or landfill usage is perfectly fine. We don't need to worry about that. We have 110 students at the school, so that's good. Like, are any of these places actually upgrading? Not really. I think they all will start to upgrade soon, just not at the current time. Okay. I think that should be fine, though. We'll be able to recover. In due time, that is. Let's see. If I go into my city statistics now, what is that looking like? Available jobs are going up, but not really going any further. What about education levels? Apparently 0.07. Okay. What else do I need to know real quick? Maybe check the influx, because that's what we really need to focus on. So 2% influx there. We aren't currently sitting on an influx. We aren't. So that's really what's hitting us hard right now. Birth rate is low at 6. So 6 births essentially per week. Death rate hasn't actually done much. But we are going to need to get death care soon as we unlock it. So there's that. I really want to get this unemployment percentage down, though. I guess we can go and expand our... what we really need to do is actually just go ahead and upgrade the city even further, but what is our next population goal? Worthy Village at 1,000 population. Not good. Let's go ahead and get some commercial going along over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and zone a bit of residential over here. Which will be fine. I kind of want to avoid having to add in more industrial because I think that a lot of people are going towards the school to get educated, and that's really not helping us. So we really need to try and find a balance, as it were. So there's more people that are going towards the school to get educated. So that also means less workers overall in the industrial sector. Maybe I'm looking into this too much, but it definitely feels as though we need to go and have a bit of an issue going on. Not sure. Trying to envision it here about how that could work. And it's kind of hard to envision that. Because it's a very tricky situation. You need to be able to understand like how much of the population is actually going to the school. Okay, about how out of that population that's going to the school, how many of them are going to drop out, or how many of them are going to graduate. That's something that's going to be very critical. There is that. Bam, damn. My residential happiness is not that good. Industrial happiness is apparently pretty high. Same with commercial. I really need to go and get to that 1,000 though. Gonna pause the game real quick so that way I can zone out this bit. And that should be good. Is there water coverage there? No, there is not. Well, partially. There we go. Actually, I don't really want to expand the industrial any further because if I recall, there are still some jobs available at the industrial buildings. Yeah, so like, well, there was one that was here just a moment ago. My guess is that it just got filled up. Yeah, everyone just got filled up there. Go ahead and increase the industrial. That will help us. At least not in the scale that I want it to. So, already got a lot of people there. That one's completely empty. Okay. You are already filled up. Damn. Okay, that's actually really quick. Let's go 4, 12, 16. Yeah. And okay. There we go, Worthy Village. Okay, perfect. So we got some specialization now with the districts, and we got the district's tool, so that's really good. We also got some policies that we can enact, some emergency services and police department. That's good. Self-sufficient buildings. That's actually going to be really critical for our commercial and for our residential. Power and water distribution, organic and local produce. That's actually going to be really good. Okay. So I think what we can do here. Ooh, okay, hold up. Okay. That's good. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Let's see. Definitely going for a bit more of a, like, how do I want to split up the city first off? My idea, this portion of the city right here, right? Okay. I kind of want to have this be a, hate to say the word, but it's going to be more like a tourist trap type area. Whereas, like, I want to turn this bit into a small, like, industrial sector with like a harbor and something like that. And then over here, it's like, for instance, I can't really use the districts tool over here, but that's what I would want to go and say. Like, but over here in this area, okay. So foggy district, as it were, and then expanding out to here. And maybe a little bit out here to about right here, right where my cursor is. That district right there, I would all want to have as like a high density, like skyline, as it were. That's kind of like on the seafront, maybe filled with some self-sufficient buildings as well. Or maybe have it as like an IT cluster. But if I have it as an IT cluster, I would want that to be like extremely smaller. Like maybe go about right there instead. Because I know an IT cluster, they can be massive if you don't plan them right. So that will come up at a later point in time, so that's fine. Also, we are running low on power, so do need to worry about that. Let's go ahead and get you right there.
At Akio, we've been making the best of mobile phones for over 20 years.
Budget is, oh yeah, we are spending too much money.
By putting ringtones in every commercial that make you think your phone is ringing.
Oh my goodness, the
Whether you have a
adverts
new
inside
phone,
the
an
game.
old phone, or just
It's kind of
leave it on
funny.
vibrate, we make sure you always hear
I'm gonna
your phone
increase the
commercials.
taxes as well.
It's our way of saying we hear you. So don't be silenced when opportunity calls. Pick it up. It's for you.
I think that
Akio Mobile.
water we need to go and increase the availability for. I'm just gonna increase that to 70%. Let's see.
Statler with Synthetic Dawn Radio, soothing synths to help your mind wander back to the golden era.
How much do we actually got going on in terms of sick population? One person is sick right now. We don't got anyone deceased, apparently, which is, I know, is a little bit of a lie. Let's go ahead and drop the budget for healthcare to about 55%. For schools, we have 92 people in there out of 30, or out of 300. And already it's changed our population from 100% uneducated to 76 uneducated, which isn't bad. But really, those educated people don't have jobs now. So drop down the budget for that, so that way it stops like turning them out so quickly. At least that's my idea there. Also, if I'm way too close to the mic, please let me know in chat, so that way I'm a little bit more self-conscious of that. And then I think going to get a, yeah, get a, oh, you don't have water. Oh, I forgot to add water for you. Sorry about that, buds. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and expand this area to about 4 units here. And let's bring you along this side. And I want to bring our firehouse right on the edge here. And we're going to go and automatically expand our industrial right here. So that's good. And just for the heck of it, why not add some commercial over in this area as well? I'm going to give it a little bit of space just because, frankly, I don't want it to be overcrowded by the industrial. And then let's see. Police department. We do got some crime starting up here. So maybe get a police department going. Yeah, go right there. We do go and displace some people in some commercial business right there, so that's fine. This police station, do we want it to use... Yeah, just use the regular police car. I don't want you using any of the specialty ones. What about this fire station over here? Go ahead and use the mini fire truck, just because I don't think you're going to need to use anything else. Also, water is a must for you guys as well. Apparently I need more residential. More residential. Okay, does that actually connect right there? Not really. I can connect you right there. Not really the best placement, but maybe add you right there. That's 8 units. That should be fine. This will be kind of like a little parklet type area. I'm not sure. Okay. And we'll just go and bring you along there as well. And I think that should be really good. So we'll add that population right there. And I kind of want to expand this road along here. Oh, we can't do much, actually. Not with the money that we have. Ooh. In fact, what I'm going to do, before this population even builds up, I'm going to quickly change over. Actually, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and create a district right here. Okay. Get rid of the district on the main road. And we'll add it up to the freeway. And I want this to become self-sustaining housing. Or self-sustaining. So European suburbia, actually 609 people is where most of our population is. That would displace a lot of workers and residents. Maybe. I kind of want to go with the European suburbia. Hmm. Do it when our population grows a little bit, so that way we're not having to get rid of our population at a low point in our demand. Children 19, teens 133. It's kind of a lot. Seniors are actually a lot as well. Okay. Go on 3 times speed here so that we can see how the city develops with this demand. I think that with this part of the city though, we could just go ahead and do that. And do something like this. And we'll just go and continue along here. I think that we can have one more road here before I do another like freeway like avenue, as it were. So like right here. And then let's go and just bring you. Do I want it to go? Yeah, have it be where it's an overpass. Right there should be fine. I'll have to build that later. I think what I can also do is I have an idea of how I want this to look, but it's gonna take some time. That's some heavy noise pollution right there. I gotta get another, like... We are actually approaching the next milestone, so that's really good. Next milestone is at how much? So 1,500. Park areas, industrial... landscaping, fishing. Okay. Premium Studio allows the bands to practice and record albums with high quality equipment and acoustics. Premium Studio will increase the chance of a successful concert. Okay, I don't really focus on concerts, but that is one of the DLCs. Improve logistics is a part of the industry's DLC. You get a lot of pathworks and a couple new roads. Fishing route, yeah. Canals and quays. Or quays. Or keys, sorry. We also get a high school and public library. Public library is a cultural institution which collects and stores books, films, newspapers, documents, and much more. Everything is now made accessible to all citizens around the city for borrowing. Library gives a small bonus to education within building radius. Okay, fair enough. It's only a small bonus, nothing crazy. And I think that's it. Yeah. So I got some ideas, yeah. They're gonna take some time to develop, but speaking overall here, not too far off. We also have the ability to unlock a new tile. I'm not sure. I am really not sure on that. Maybe we can hold off on the new tile for the time being. But I'm really tempted to start the progress on the tourist trap. But that should wait until we get the high density population first. So I might have to wait to get that tile. So I might actually focus on this one so that way we can get closer to the interstate and also start the process on this island. But we would have to wait until we get this tile and this one most likely. In fact, this one might be a bit more lucrative. So 63, 52. Okay, so tricky. Okay. Very, very tricky. We'll worry about that next or later. What is going on? Oh, power's at the flux. Okay. We'll go ahead and just add another wind turbine there, I guess. Okay. I kind of have an idea of how I want this to work with this little neighborhood. But I'm gonna have to see if it would work. That should be good. Okay. And 2100, of course you're not going to build. I wonder, like, how much is... Okay, that's fine. You guys can kind of see what I'm doing here, where I'm wanting to have this be like a sort of arrow, as it were. This road eventually is going to curve around here and go out to a bridge, as it were, onto the island. And this road right here is going to curve around this sort of area and go across this as a bridge as well. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. So this is going to be kind of like a major, like, crossroad interchange, as it were. $23.25. Ooh. We are slowly getting money, so that's good. That's where the actual, like, road shall be. Let's go ahead and get some incentive going along here so that we can encourage some more population growth. We got, and no I don't, so good thing I checked that. Because I totally would have forgot if I did it. Should we get more? Yeah, go ahead and get some more industrial population over here. Industrial land. Kind of thinking I want to already zone this area. I want to wait a little bit. Like this part, I think I can zone. This part, wait for a little bit. And I think we'll be good. Ooh, okay, population is on the rise. That's good. Good thing that they're already building over here. That's even better. And what I want them to do is come along here, do that, and let's go and build you guys up. So there's that. Might be a good idea to start building out this way as well. Also, I'm pretty certain that with this road, I wanted to eventually go out here. Tiny town, perfect. Okay. Now our next milestone is at Boomtown, where we get airport area, another tile, and the transportation. Nice. Okay. I think we get... No, we don't get cemeteries and crematoriums, and or cemeteries we don't unlock till 2600 and crematoriums at 1400. Okay.
More like ants than individuals, all tirelessly working for a chance at the same high-rolling lifestyle. Where would we be without this kind of vision? If there wasn't always someone earning
Elementary schools, I do have the budget lower, so we aren't like educating the population at a high enough speed, so that's good. Because most of the jobs that are on the market right now are actually jobs that are low education, at least in the game. Now this road right here, I think can come out this way eventually. Although, with the base game, you're limited to 9 tiles. I totally forgot about that. Ugh, okay. No. That's tricky. That is very tricky. Let's see. Let's go ahead, buy this tile. Okay. And here's what I'm thinking. First off, we need to go and address the unemployment. So let's get some industrial population going along the back side here. I don't think I need to go and draw some more pipes. No, I don't. So we're just going to go and place down some industrial over here and expand our industrial district over to here as well. Now, there's not really any policies that are too beneficial for us that relate to industrial, except for like smoke detector distribution. And that's really the only one that is going to cost us some money, not a lot. Cost us more money if we put that in like a residential area. So I guess that's fine. Okay. Now over here on this side, is there any... No, not really. I thought that there would be some good areas for like the windmills over here. Maybe I really should have gone and done like some stretches before stream. Okay. And I think over here, let's go ahead and do some residential right there and zone up some residential over here. Betcha. Yeah. Some areas don't really need to be zoned in that. There is water all in that area, so that's good. In fact, it's all up to like right there. So we can go ahead and zone up to there. I'm only going to zone up to like right here for now. For now. It is going to change in the future. I don't know when, but in the future. That's all I know. So wait and see for that. In fact, what I'm going to do, get rid of that zoning right there. Is I wanted to bring this down here. Okay, so I could have just kept that there. Yeah, okay. We're out of... Oh my lord, we're just gobbling up on the power. Let's go ahead and do this. This. That. And that. And just bring you along here. Okay. So there's that. Now, over here, we're going to bring this road down to about like right there. Yeah. And right there. That should be fine. And one thing that I am tempted to do is like curve that off with a nice curve. But I don't think I want to do that now. At least not at the moment. And what I am to do... I didn't think about this, but... Not enough money. Ah, okay. I was about to say, maybe I could just go and do that. Where I put a road tunnel underneath this avenue. Which now that I did that, it actually makes it look a little bit weird. But I don't mind that. I really don't. I really don't mind that at all, yeah. It's not a bad idea. Okay. Now with this area, we can zone it as European suburbia. That's only 510 population out of our 2,000, which is fine. We're not really losing a milestone with that either. Because our last milestone was at 1,500, so we're not going to lose anything, really. So go to European suburbia. That's going to replace all the buildings there. Well, all the residential buildings, that is. With new residential. So that's fine. Oh, yeah, people are going to lose power. Forgot about that. There we go. What are you doing? I don't think that's a European building, is it? These ones are. That one is. I'm not sure if I class this one as European. Looks more of an American design, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna just let this run for a minute, and I'm gonna bring it right back because for some reason my sinuses are acting up, and I don't know why. I'm gonna go and get get some sinus meds and see what's going on with that. It could just be because of the change in seasons right now, because it has been quite windy these past few days, and frankly, it's not good. It's not good. I always act up like this during the spring months, and it really hits me hard. So I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so we are now back. Sorry about that long BRB session right there. I had to step away and do a couple things. Not only did I had to go and get some sinus medication, but a couple other things popped up that I needed to address. Anyway, during that time that I was gone, we have grown our balance of the in-game to $65,000. And we've got a lot of zoning demand as well. How hard is it to build a working power grid? Well, I can tell you how hard it is because you guys keep building faster than I can actually supply it. I think to go ahead and counteract that, let's just go ahead and get a coal power plant. Unless there's something else that I can get, which I don't think there is, so. And we'll go and consider the rest later. I may be able to get rid of some of the power now over here. I kind of am thinking that I can move the power grid for the wind turbines over to here. I'm going to actually go to 1x speed. And that might be a bit better. Not the fact that they're on the shore, but because it'll be a little bit more steady. Pause the game real quick. And go ahead and delete this right there. And let's just go ahead and bring you across here and connect you up as such. I think that should be good. Now over here, this is a part of the European suburbia, which I gotta say, now that all the houses are built out, it definitely does feel like a European suburbia, as it were. So there is that. We can then go and build up some more along here and build up some more commercial over here. We are needing some more industrial as well, so let's go and get some more going along here. And we'll just go and build a little bit over here as well. So there's that, and I think we should be a-okay. I'm gonna build another little shop over here. And I think we should be well and good. We're gonna keep having a industrial demand, aren't we? Yeah, I think so. But I think now would be a good time for us to work on a agricultural district. Because I'm definitely thinking that having this space as like agricultural farms would be really good, since I think this is all agricultural space, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, agricultural. There is a little bit of ore disbursement. Oh, that's a lot of ore disbursement right over by where we are. Oh my, okay. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm kind of thinking having the road run in the center here might be a good idea. Okay. So let's go and have you come along here. And just going to have you curve along to about right there. And I think you can come up the road here. I think we'll go and have you go about right there. And just come up and there. I'm kind of tempted to enable the Move It mod, but at the same time I'm like, no, this is an unmodded playthrough. Don't use the Move It mod. Let's see, go about right there. Oh, I curved that a bit too much. Let's go about right there. And we'll have you come out like that there. Okay. A little bit free-formed. Now what we can do is I want to bring you up right here, and that's 138 degrees. I think that should be fine. Right there. Okay. And then we'll just go and curve this.
With Yakisoba, the noodle masters. No matter what stage of life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you. From birthday noodles to wedding noodles, all the way to
Okay.
those most
And then
vital of noodles. Every occasion has a noodle at Yakisoba, so experience something different. Yakisoba. It literally means fried noodles.
that is a really finicky placement, and I am not liking it.
The best views in life come from the
There we
top.
go.
Looking out from a window on the 70th floor, the people below you look more like ants than individuals, all tirelessly working for a chance at the same high-rolling lifestyle. Where would we be without this kind of division? If there wasn't always someone earning more than you, why would anyone compete anymore? From up here, you can't help but take a step back and think righteous. If you're feeling blue today, imagine listening to this next tune from a view like mine.
Okay. And we can build you along there. Do that. Okay. Not the most cleanest intersection that I've ever built before, but it will work for now. I'll most likely redo that at a later point in time, but for the time being, that's what it's going to be, and we are not going to change it. Now, this is where our industrial area goes into play. And I want to have the industrial area be kind of all over here. And we'll have it extend over to this side. I think that's all for the moment. I'm just going to have it divided right here. It's a part of the same industrial district, but it's not affecting the actual road that's going to be right here. Eventually though, this right here is all going to get replaced by a road as well. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Let's see though. And I kind of want to use dirt paths here. And I want to diversify this area a little bit. Maybe bring you along here. This can be like some of the crop fields that we'll need. So let's go ahead and grab our farming building, which is actually going to cost us more than what we got right now. So we're going to have to run the game a little bit faster. I really just want to get rid of this industrial area right here, though. Ooh, we don't got some water over here. Easy fix. There we go. And boom, bada boom, you have water. And that should be fine. Now, I am considering... You know, let's go ahead and look at this now. I'm thinking that I want to just replace these lights with stop signs. Except for the main roads. And right, of course, here. I'm not too sure about here, though. Maybe actually convert this into like a one-way system. It's temporary, but it can work. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay. I keep forgetting that I'm trying to save money for the main building of the farming area, and I keep spending money. You guys have water, or is it because we don't have... Yeah, we don't have enough availability. Budget increased to 85? Yeah. That should fix you. Yes, it does. Should I go ahead and increase the taxes? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and increase the taxes. To 12%. So we'll be fine. We'll start to get more and more and more money. Not too sure, but yes, let's go ahead and get our one-way system going along here. And just go ahead and bring you down this way. For the time being, I'm going to have it terminate here instead. So that way it kind of like curves out a bit. But eventually I am going to have to build it out further. It's a little bit weird, wonky there, but that's fine. We can work with it. Build that right there. Right there? No. I need to build this part first. Actually, no, I don't, because I need to do this part first. Ah, that's what it is. There we go. And reverse the flow there. Delete you two. And rebuild this to that. That should work. Okay. Now we can go and build the main building. Cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So this becomes Linden Ranch, which I am perfectly fine with. This isn't far, but I think that should be good. Silo. 7,500 each. Okay. Let's go ahead and just... I'm gonna just put this right around here. I'm gonna place it like right here. I can't place more than one though. Damn. Empty it because we don't want it to be used. Oh yeah, water and everything is gonna be a necessity. And just bring you straight along there. And because we got the space, do I want to get rid of that boulevard with all those trees? Not really. I'll only get rid of a few, like that much. And then I will want to there we go. That should work. And let's see. The fields are 5,000 a pop. That's actually pretty hefty. So we'll go ahead and fill those out as we get the money. How many workers does this actually give us? 50. Not a lot. Not a lot indeed. Okay. I'm not too sure what else we got going on. Okay. I just got distracted by a Facebook post that I saw. One of the Facebook groups was having like some sort of major discussion or something like that. Either way, it's not something I'm worried about at the moment. Small fruit field. Not a bad idea. Yeah, let's go and do fruit fields. Let's see. I think that right here we're gonna start with apples. And then we'll get 2 more apple ones. And then have a road in between them. And then like 4 more that are the oranges. Yeah. And then respectively for the rest. Or maybe just do 2 of the apples, 2 of the oranges, road, 2 of the pears, and then 2 of the greenhouses, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that right there. You're going to become oranges. That should work perfectly fine. I need to check. What's our budget like for... You guys are there. Okay. Increase the budget for the roads because we have the income to support the roads having a better budget. Healthcare, what is healthcare looking like? Healthcare doesn't look to be that pretty. So let's go and increase the budget for the healthcare system. About 75%. What is fire coverage looking like? Not good. So we're gonna need to get another fire station, like out this way. It's gonna cost us 15,000. Crime rate 10%. Ooh, we're actually over capacity for criminals. Okay, so we're gonna need to get both another firehouse and another police station. Well then, okay. We are actually having a lot more students that are eligible. We do got quite a few students that are of high school level that are eligible to go up to university, I believe. So that could be beneficial. We do have some residential demand as well, so let's go ahead and get that sorted. I'm gonna pause the game real quick here. And going to get rid of the extra bits. And there's that, okay. And I think we should be good. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll let the residential build up. That has the water supply, right? Yes, it does. Okay. Commercial. Oh yeah, we do also have some paths now, so we can build some paths. So why not do that? Do that right there, I guess. Do that there. Also, is it just me or does some of these songs from the Synthetic Dawn radio? Oh, we got tourists now, or transportation now. Does some of these songs from the Synthetic Dawn radio sound like they were used with the like overview videos with City Skylines on their official channel? That's what it kind of reminds me of. Not 100% certain if that is the case though. I guess that's left to be desired. So let's go and get one there, and one there. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple bits of building over here. And we're gonna most likely put some foliage here. Kind of just want to not spruce it up, but definitely make it a bit more appealing, as it were. Content creator trees then? Let's see. I think that's all. Yeah, that should be fine. That's not bad. Might go and put some overgrowth in that area as well. Ooh. Now these things I really like. Okay. I kind of want to put a prop in there now. See what else I can do. Do we have any props that we can place? Not of rock origin. I don't want rocks. Place a little bit of vegetation there. Maybe in the park screen, yeah. Could go right there. Maybe put like a dusty old trash bin right there. I'm just getting distracted now with decorating. Oh, I have that. This is an idea.
Coffee.
That's actually really out of scale.
The age-old Italian tradition of burning beans and drinking the bitter bean juice. At Burn Bean Coffee,
I think that's fine.
environment is perfect for all of your work needs. There's no better place to be distracted than the Burn Bean Coffee Shop and Cafe. Our coffee technicians are trained to make a variety of coffees and sugary coffee-themed drinks just as you like it, all while generally making more noise than anyone could reasonably ignore. So drink up and let the productivity flow.
Lawrence Park. Well, that's a funny name because there's actually a Florence Park in my town.
While it's hot.
So that's actually quite fitting, I'd say. Let's see. Go ahead and place down a small park there, I guess.
Is that the intro
Put
to a
in
podcast track?
a
Or the sound
entrance
of
like,
silent
or a
motion?
side entrance like right there.
I'm Jessica Statler, and this is Synthetic Dawn Radio.
Ooh, okay. So there's that. Just a small little park. Nothing major about it. I'm just gonna have like a plaza, like right about there, I guess. Have like a little info booth and a little like restroom right here at the side entrance. And it, oh yeah, that one was a cafe. I don't think it needs a park info booth, so I think we're good there. And I think the rest is all cannon fodder because we really don't need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down some pathways here. Get rid of all of my sort of oh shoot, you are not going to like me, are you? Ah, damn, okay. That's not something I like. I really hate it when that happens. So let's go ahead and demolish that, and that. Oh shoot, did not mean to demolish the house. I didn't want to demolish that. Thank you very much, game. Thanks for doing something that I did not want you to do. That's a little bit of annoying. Wait, that was on freeform. I need that to be on curve. There we go. Much better. That is a lot better, actually. Well, for the most part. Maybe use a small gate instead this time. Now that should allow me to do what I want to do. And for the most part. Distance too short. Right. There. Okay.
Qu'est-ce que je vais te nommer? Je vais te nommer l'amour, l'amour,
And we'll put a side entrance like right there. Straight bit right there, I guess. Guess I can go with the angle. And there we go. That's our park. Yay, okay. Enough celebrating, start for building. Okay. Now, place the park restroom over here. And place the park cafe down here. And place the park plaza right there. And I guess the rest can all be like trees and gazebos. I don't even think that I can go and get gazebos yet. Yeah, I need a park level 3, and that's not going to happen with this small of a park. That's definitely not happening. That's a long time coming right there. But we can go ahead and spruce it up. Let's see, where are you? Okay. Add a little bit of color variation with the larger trees. Okay. Not a badly detailed park. It's not supposed to be extremely detailed either. At least that's not my goal with this. So, yeah. And plus we've also been able to stall for enough time to go and get another firehouse built over here. And another police station, which we got one right there. So I'll put one over here next to the fire station. Which, now that I look at it, those two look like they're way too close. So you, I think I want to move to like right over here. Yeah, go ahead. People don't like that, but they're going to work with it. Some people are going to like that better than others, of course, but you pickers can't be choosers. So there's that. Also, apparently we got death. So let's go ahead and get a cemetery, shall we? I think right there is where I want it to be. Right here. Yeah, because I want to have a 2-block gap, right, or 2-unit gap right there. At least the good thing about the cemetery is that it kind of acts like a park as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, correct. Yeah, good. Down here, I'm gonna go ahead and zone you all as residential. And you. And you. I don't really think that it's a good timing to be focusing on transportation yet, because we still need to go and focus on the agricultural district. So let's go and get that built up a little bit more. But 2-block gap for roads, which we can't put down anything there. That's fine. We can put down some roads though. And go and do that right there. And just put you along here. I think that should be fine. Okay. Maybe get a taxi service. That's would be the most amount of transportation that I would want to include in this city. At least in my perspective. Because this city, I don't think needs a bus service, at least not at this point in time. I might be catching myself on that, but bus service might be something to wait on. This bus is kind of like the lowest form of transportation service. So, I kind of think of transportation in a couple different hierarchies. And the first hierarchy is local transportation, meaning like local trips that are short distance and not really needing to go a far distance off. So this is typically like your buses and sometimes your trolley buses as well. And sometimes it also considers your trams and light rail. But I'm not going to classify tram and light rail in this city as the very first level of hierarchy. Then comes the trams, which can be combined with service in similar style to the metro. Followed by the trains, which would pretty much operate in the same level of service as like a monorail. And then you have your boats and your airplane services. Now, when I'm referring to airplane services, I'm not referring to like flights outside of the map. And I'm not referring to boats where it's boat travels outside of the map. Those trips are like the ones that I'm referring to is like you're going from one side of the island all the way to the other, but you're not needing to take a train and you're not needing to take a monorail, or you don't have accessibility to either. You only have accessibility to like a helicopter ride or a blimp. Eventually, though, that will change. Followed by then the airport district, or airport itself, which we will eventually build, but I don't think right now is a good time to build an airport, just because we're not really at a good standing point to have an airport built, and I don't even know where I'm going to put it, to be honest with you guys. So that's actually something I didn't really think about. I didn't think about where I want to have the airport, if at all. Like, I could decide, like, by next time we stream City Skylines that I don't want to have an airport ever in this city. Which would be really limiting on my part, but each their own. Okay. Now, right now it's 9:30. And I don't know why, but for some reason my body just feels like it's super tired. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end off the stream here. This is the start of our mega city build. So I really am interested in seeing what we can do to develop this further. Obviously, the agricultural district is what I want to focus on, because I really want to make sure that this area can be built up into a well-developed farming complex. And eventually this industrial area will be demolished. I don't plan to keep this industrial area open for much longer. Most likely it will be demolished during the next stream, which will be, or next City Skylines stream, which will be not next Sunday, but the Sunday after, because next Sunday is actually our affiliate anniversary here on Twitch. So we're going to be doing something special for that, something that I haven't actually decided on. So with that said, I am going to end it off here. I don't think that anyone that I typically watch is currently live at the moment. Let me check if Moon is live still. No, she is still live. Okay. So I will go ahead and send you guys on over to Moonstone. She is currently playing some Icarus right now. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. It's not as long as what I would planned it to be, but I'm hoping that it will get longer the next time we actually play, because I think today was just a little bit out of sorts because I'm all nasally and congested, which really is not pleasing for a YouTube VOD or even for a Twitch stream. So there's that. Either way, I'll check you guys in the next one. Have a good one and stay safe. Wrong one.